Welcome back, everyone, to Sit Downs with Charlie Brown. I'm your host, DJ Charlie Brown, Charlie Grosvenor, whatever floats your boat. And joining me once again to this side here, over right here, is the man who I constantly berate to come on, and he still is able to, which I greatly appreciate, Mr. Stanley Lukas.
Hello, thank you for having me on again.
Yeah, I feel like it's Stockholm syndrome at this point that I'm beating into you, just because like you're every time I ask, you're like, sure, yeah. So yeah, I really appreciate you coming on. I just hope you know that.
Oh, of course. Always good to talk baseball with you.
Yeah, because
especially the Twins.
Oh yeah, you and me constantly talking about the Twins. Who
there's a lot to talk about this year.
Yeah. So you and I originally did this last year, but we're doing it a little later this time because, as everyone in the baseball world knew, there was the lockout that lasted I think it was only like a month or two, or like not even.
It started in December.
Yeah.
And then because I remember before Christmas there were all those
because I know
trade moves as if
I know that because I know there was some small stuff in December, and then I believe it was
the Mets. The Mets made some big moves right before the lockout started.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, why are they doing all this now? It's like it's the deadline or something. But then I realized, oh, that's what they knew, the lockout was coming, which is why they did that. So, that went from December to
I think about
middle March.
Middle of March.
No, yeah.
I'd actually say like first week of March, probably.
Yeah, you're right. First week.
Yeah. So good lockout, everyone. Good lockout. So it was pretty much just like a delay in spring training, really.
Yeah, there was. Oh, the MLB said if you don't make a deal with us, we're going to cancel games and they're not going to be rescheduled. But then they kind of backtrack on that. Now we're getting the April 7th start, which I don't mind a later start. I think it's really stupid to play baseball games in March when half the stadiums are like 28 degrees out.
Oh yeah, no, like here in Minnesota, man, like it's currently like 39 degrees out. You really think people want to go play baseball out in this?
No, the Twins, I don't know why they didn't construct an indoor stadium when they built Target Field, but the first 2 months of the season, it's always, 20% attendance because it's so cold out.
Yeah. Well, I think the idea was like when they built the stadium, the idea was it would be mostly able to serve like spring, summer only, just because like usually like season starts like April, so that like that's like usually the time when it warms up here in Minnesota. So then you can just kind of long-term use the stadium for the summer.
Didn't want another dome situation.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The last one that collapsed on itself. So yeah.
I didn't know this. Apparently the dome collapsed multiple times in its lifespan.
Yeah, no, it did. Like people always assume like the one that happened in like 2008, I believe, was like that was the first time. It wasn't the first time. It's just like the first major one that happened. Like it was essentially the thing that just broke the stadium. So yeah. But anyway, I figured we have a lot of stuff to go over with free agency and the team. So I figured this time around we just kind of go down the division. So I figured first up, start up with the AL East, which I personally think this will be a very interesting division this year because my number one team I have really coming out of it still is, I know they are a head scratching with their decision making, but I think Tampa, like they've proven these past 2 seasons, they are a viable product on the field and are able to pull off 100 wins in the American League. So I still think it, especially since they extended Wander Franco. I think that was they had to obviously do that because otherwise it was going to you can't risk that kind of talent going to another team. So, yeah.
Well, the one thing to keep in mind is part of the lockout, the agreement they made was the expanded postseason. So now we have 12 teams, 6 in each league.
Yeah.
So that kind of opens things up a bit. So I have 4 teams from the AL East making the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think we all know which one's not making the playoffs.
Yeah.
and, but I think the Rays are kind of the one on the border there where I could see another American League team taking that spot. I don't have a good feeling about the Rays. I don't.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not convinced.
Yeah, no, they didn't do a whole lot at the deadline, but I think the one thing, I mean, like, here's the thing. The reason why I say that is because I think they've lost the right for anyone to really criticize them, because all the moves they've made up to this point, it seemingly worked for them. Like, obviously they got bounced in the first round this year, but I feel like that was just more due to a little bit of lacking the talent or just like execution.
They have a way of finding a way into the playoffs, and I think especially this year you can't count them out entirely because the expanded postseason. But I don't know. I just have this weird feeling that it's not going to work this time around. They're going to run out of luck. But I think Yankees, Red Sox, of course, are going to make it. Blue Jays, they were a very fun team to watch at the end of the season last year. I was disappointed they didn't make the postseason because I wanted to see them continue. But I think this year they've upgraded. They got Chapman from the A's. They signed Barrios to an extension. No Robbie Ray.
Yeah, but they did give Kevin Gossman, Steven Matz, and Yusei Kikuchi. So I feel like you can make something with that, because I do agree that I feel that for me in this division alone, Toronto, Tampa, and Boston are the only ones I can see competing right now. I know Baltimore is still kind of rebuilding, so that's kind of just understandable. They signed a couple of vets to be placeholders, but the reason why I'm leaving the Yankees out is I'm not really convinced with what they've been doing this offseason. It just seems like they're not being aggressive like they normally are. Like a team like the Dodgers are normally, or like a couple other teams. Like they're just kind of doing like meh. And I know they've already got talent, but maybe it's, especially with last year, like maybe consider shaking it up just a little bit. Like you can't really tell me like Josh Donaldson's going to be like the main thing to help you. So.
Well, they gave up their third baseman for another third baseman. They have Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, who is their shortstop, which I love because Yankees fans were expecting Correa, and if not Correa, we'll get Story, but no, you get Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, which is what you deserve. Not that he's terrible, but I do think it's funny that Trevor Story ended up going to the Red Sox. I was so surprised about Correa going to the Twins. We'll get to that. But, if you want to end on AL Central, we could.
Well, I figured
go through the other teams first.
Well, I figured we'd get to the AL Central right now. So honestly, for me right now, obviously I think it's time to get with the Twins. Like, honestly, I was not expecting them to be very aggressive. Like the biggest thing I was expecting was them to re-sign Buxton, which they did. And I felt like it was a good move. I figured the game plan was when signing him, like, okay, now we got our star player. Like when he's healthy, we can do something. Now, essentially, the $1 million thing is trying to build around him. I didn't expect them to really go this aggressive because you got Sonny Gray, which I actually really like. Chase Petty kind of like a guy in the minors right now. Now it was going to probably,
I believe, he's a high schooler with no breaking ball or secondary pitch.
Yeah, it was something like that. So, hey, if it's better, especially because Maeda's been going to probably be out this year. And
I looked it up. He's the earliest they expect him back is September.
Yeah,
but that'll just be him making a couple starts to see if he's good to go. Also, Randy Dobnak got put on the 60-day IL a few days.
I think
yesterday.
I saw that
for a middle finger strain or something that's been bothering him for like a year now. So
well, I feel like with Dobnak, that's fine. I think you could probably the best thing is you hope like maybe like making it to like May or June when he can start back up. So
I have the Twins missing the playoffs.
I can too.
I think the White Sox are gonna. White Sox didn't make too many improvements. Not that they really needed any. They got Joe Kelly and Josh Harrison now. They're gonna be healthier this year, which is scary. And the Twins. I'm excited about. I wrote down the starting lineup. Gary Sanchez at catcher. I expect him to be doing some DHing because they got Ryan Jeffers. As the catch, and Gary Sanchez is a terrible defender. I do not want to see him. I want to see him behind the plate as few games as possible.
I wouldn't mind Sanchez at the DH because I feel like I like Jeffers a little. Jeffers at least has a little bit better defensive numbers than Sanchez.
Right, but then Sano at first base, Polanco at second. I think I have Polanco pegged as having a really
Yeah,
breakout year.
I feel like he's probably going to be.
He's been trending upwards.
Yeah.
He had a great season last year.
Mhm.
Correa at
Yeah.
shortstop. Correa, I looked it up because Correa, I never really liked the guy, but I
Yeah.
love watching him play shortstop. And I like the guy now because he's a twin, but
Yeah, obviously. Like,
but he's one of my favorite players to watch up the middle because he's got such a rocket arm. And I looked it up because I was curious. I looked up the leaderboard for defensive WAR, career defensive WAR among active players. He's 12th among active players.
Yeah.
He's got a relatively short career compared to the rest of those guys above him.
Mm-hmm.
So that's exciting.
Yeah.
Gio Urshela at third base. That's definitely a.
I feel like that's an upgrade over Donaldson, just because like I feel like he's a better kind of like just a better. It's nothing against Donaldson. I just feel like he's had a little bit of downsizing ever since coming to Minnesota.
I don't think we got enough return out of Donaldson. I think it was smart to get rid of him, especially with that money that allowed us to sign other guys. But
plus, I don't know.
Correa, going back to the lockout, that played a role in him coming to the Twins because I looked. Now I was watching the other day. They had his press conference on with the Twins, and they were asking him, and Scott Boras, who was with him, they're asking what made you be okay with signing this shorter term 3-year deal, and he was saying that they were saying that a lot of teams after the lockout, they're not really thinking of they focus all the resources into actually starting the season and not really planning long term into the future with their team. So there were a lot of teams were sort of just only willing to offer these shorter deals, and that's kind of why he came to the Twins. But I'm still surprised why he came to the Twins.
Yeah, no, I think here's the thing. He was looking for like a more big market player to like go to. And I was thinking like I kind of took the Yankees off the table. I know there were talks, but you take into the comments that on how he didn't like Jared Jeter, and the fact that is like, especially considering the past with the Astros, the Yankees fans had, they probably want his head on a platter. So the fact they probably were.
Oh yeah. If he goes there and underperforms even slightly.
Yeah, no, he would have literally
they're going to turn
under the guillotine there. I took the other team I took off was like a team like the Dodgers, because you got Trey Turner. So there's no way there. Like the only other big market team would have been like the Angels. And I don't know who they have as their shortstop right now. Like the only, and also
Jose Iglesias, I think.
I thought he was their bullpen guy. I thought he was.
I think there's multiple Jose Iglesiases.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. But I mean, that would have been an option. But I feel like one thing is with the Angels, they don't want to trigger the luxury tax. So they probably couldn't afford him. So
we'll get to the Angels later. But Carlos Correa is also a major improvement. I wrote down the career OPS of the Minnesota Twins projected starting lineup, and he's got the highest one by far. He has an 837 career OPS. Then next closest is Miguel Sano with 819. And then third is Gary Sanchez. So our number 1 and 2 or 1 and 3 guys for career OPS are now our 2 recent additions.
And I assume for the outfield, we're looking at Kirilloff, Buxton,
Kepler.
And Kepler, yeah. So
I looked up Buxton when I was looking up all the career OPS for all these Twins, and the rest are pretty average. But Buxton's only played more than 100 games once in his career. That was in 2017. He played 140 games. He has not played more than 80 or 90 games since then. So until I can see that he's going to be able to play a full season, I'm not going to expect him to.
Yeah.
But still, just even a couple months of him is.
Yeah. Like my whole thing is with the Twins right now, like I'm going to remain optimistic because on paper, they have the talent and like the pieces to go to at least get a wild card spot at least. But I feel like it's got to come down to going out there and actually executing it.
Yeah. And then notable bench guys, Trevor Larnach, Brent Rooker, those are guys you can plug in the lineup for different matchups.
Yeah.
Luis Arias will be, I expect, be the utility guy. He can play anywhere in the field. I'm kind of bummed because now he's kind of lost his second base starting role. He's one of my favorite players, but still, that's an improvement.
Yeah.
Nick Gordon will probably be seen this year. Royce Lewis, I don't know the status of him.
Yeah.
He's kind of been in limbo in the minors for a while. But we did see Nick Gordon play last year, and he was fun to watch.
Yeah.
Let's see. Gilberto Celestino is the guy who will probably – I guess Jake Cave too. I forgot about Jake Cave. But those guys are – if Buxton goes out, we might be seeing those two.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Twins. So this is a very promising lineup to me. And I was looking at this, taking notes before this, and I'm thinking, you know what, this is good. We might have a shot. But then I got to the starting rotation. It's worse than I thought.
Yeah.
I think our projected starting rotation: Ace, Sonny Gray, of course. No Kenta Maeda.
Yeah.
Do you know who our number 2 projected starter is?
I'm gonna probably.
What were your expectations?
I would. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, is it like one of the rookies or no?
No, it's Dylan Bundy.
Oh, geez, I forgot. I remember we signed him. I complained about him.
He's our number 2 starter.
Oh, God.
Do you know what his ERA? Do you know what his ERA was last year?
I mean, I knew it was better with the Angel when he was on the Angels, but I don't know what it was towards the end. So
let me just write it out here. Is that going to come up? Oh, it's reversed. 609.
609.
609.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I mean, hopefully that was, you see that with pitchers a lot where they need to make an adjustment during the offseason, and then next year they'll be better. His other seasons, he's like average. He was the ace of the Orioles, which isn't saying much, but well, I can't talk smack about the Orioles having him as their ace when he's our number 2 guy.
Yeah. But, and here's the thing. I feel like this is also another big reason why the Correa signing can be a massive help for us. Because essentially, like, even if at come trade deadline, you could probably take him and you can get like a couple good pitchers for him.
Yeah. Well, I feel like if we're trading away Correa, then that's us saying we're not contending. So
yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
I think what's really going to need to happen from the pitching staff is guys like Joey Ryan, Bailey Ober really kind of stepping up.
Joe Ryan, I'm very excited about. I like watching him pitch. Bailey Ober, sure. Lewis Thorpe, our fifth. We're going to have the. I think that 5th starter role is going to be a lot of bullpen games and AAA starters.
Yeah, because I know that the Twins right now, there's the deadline. Technically, they're still can like sign guys. I think they're going to try and throw whatever they have to get Montas here or Manaea from the A's. So
I saw them in talks for that, and I didn't really hear anything else about that. If we get Manaea, I will change my
I'd say
picks,
now
we need something.
I'd say now
there's too many things there's too many things right now that need to go right for it to be a successful season. Buxton's got to stay healthy. All these guys who underperformed last year need to step it up. Dylan Bundy's got to bounce back.
Yeah.
We need to get a pitcher.
I'd say right now they're the middle. They're probably like the number 3 team in this division, because I think White Sox obviously are better, and I actually can make an argument for the Tigers because like they did get Javier Baez and Eduardo Rodriguez, which are huge. Even if it did cost them losing Nico Goodrum, they also got some nice talent on the way. So,
well, I'm of the opinion that Javier Baez is a downgrade for the.
I mean, it's
Tigers.
A name, so
Michael Pineda. But I've written down for the Central: White Sox, clear favorites; Twins, wild card fringe team; Royals. I put the Royals as plain spoiler. I don't think they're going to contend, but I think they're going to be good enough to pose a little competition for the 2 contending teams.
I will say this might be Zach Greinke's last go around because he did sign like a 1-year deal. I could see him retiring after this year, which stinks, but
we should pick him up.
I mean, hey, if he's at the if they want to like throw him, if they just want to throw like a guy,
I would love it if Zach Greinke was on the Twins, but Tigers. I have the Tigers as being a couple years out. They've got a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
think
good
they're
young
kind
talent.
of they're still trying to get
Once
things.
once the albatross flies away, that is Miguel Cabrera's contract, then that'll be
Yeah.
I think they'll be able to really flourish then. I have them as being a couple years out. I think they're not going to be terrible this year. They're going to be, I don't think last year they weren't terrible either.
Yeah, no, they were, I think they were actually like a 3 or 4. But yeah, I think they can definitely like breathe. They're definitely on the right track-ish. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I think so.
So now
one more team we're forgetting.
Oh yeah. Cleveland Guardians, the new name. Like I get why they kind of did it. It's just like it's gonna take some getting.
I have them crossed out there.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. They did nothing this whole off season.
They're gonna be they do this every few years where they're good. If they're not good, if they're good for 2 years and then suddenly they're not, blow it up. We're not spending money.
I'm curious though. What do you think would? Honest question. If you could, would you trade for Shane Bieber?
Trade for Shane Bieber?
Yeah, have the Twins trade for Shane Bieber.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't know what the price tag is for him. Like, if it's not exorbitant, like massively expensive, I'd say do it. Because
give him Sano. I don't want Sano.
Yeah,
I've wanted Sano gone for the past 6 years.
Yeah.
Give him Larnack, Rooker, Celestino. Give him one of those guys.
Yeah, you can probably
prospect. They'll take it.
Probably throw in a pick and they could probably take it because Bieber's got talent. There is no denying that. So,
of course, Mr. Cy Young, but Jarrell Cotton is also an addition the Twins made. He was a starter in Oakland. I've heard he's underrated. He's got nasty stuff, but I don't think he's really proved that he can be a great starter yet. It looked like I think last year he looked like he played in Texas last year for the Rangers, and it looks like he was just a relief pitcher there.
Okay.
But
so, I mean, you can always use him in the bullpen because it was hot.
I don't want to even talk about the bullpen. I'm not ready to talk about that.
Yeah.
So.
No. I mean, the bullpen just cost us a game against the Pirates today. So, yeah.
I don't watch spring training.
Yeah, I know. Depressing. No one watches it.
What do we got next?
Next, we got the
AL West.
Yeah, the AL West. So for me, I'd see it as my number one team is still, as no one probably wants me to say this, the Astros, just because even with they lost Correa, they got prospects on the way. They did re-sign Justin Verlander and got Hector Neris and Nico Goodrum. So I'd say they still got a little. Do I think they contend for another championship again? No, but I do see them as a playoff team. So
I've got them as contenders. I mean, they lost Correa. They lost, George Springer last year. They still have Bregman. They still have Brantley.
Yeah, they still got Altuve.
Like you said, Verlander, Luis Garcia, who's a great pitcher, one of my favorite pitchers.
Jordan Alvarez.
Yep, Kyle Tucker. They had after that sort of generation, that World Series team kind of moved out. They got another one moving in. They're a really well built team.
I think they're still going to be around.
And I'm not mad at them anymore. I don't.
Yeah, no, like
I don't care anymore. I mean,
it's like
now that I know that about 40% of other MLB teams were cheating in some way.
Yeah, no, like the whole thing going on with the Yankees right now. It's like
Also, the teams that suffered the most from their cheating were the Dodgers and the Yankees, so I owe them a little love for that.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I don't care about integrity of the game.
Yeah, my number two.
Look at those two lose.
My number two team, and one thing I will say, it's a lot of similar to last year. Number two team, I'd say it's Seattle. Actually, I think they definitely, even though they got Robbie, they did lose Yusei Kikuchi, but you also got Robbie Ray and Jesse Winker. I'd say assuming they don't screw it up, they could do something. So
and Eugenio Suarez.
Oh yeah, and Suarez.
Reds. Yeah, I put for the West, Astros, yes, Angels, maybe, Marlins, perhaps, the rest, no. But I don't know, I might swap Mariners and Angels, maybe the Mariners and maybe. They, showed they can, but it's been, what is it, 21 years now?
Yeah, 21 years and counting since this team was last in the postseason, I believe.
That's longer than that they last made the postseason about a month or two before I was born.
Yeah, no.
So
Yeah, no.
I have not been alive for a Mariners postseason run.
But I imagine.
Oh no, 2001. I was alive. I was alive for one. I was alive for
probably
one.
one. Yeah, I was too then.
Okay.
So yeah.
But yeah, Angels. I hate the Angels because I want them to win.
Yeah, no.
Which is a weird situation, weird paradox where I hate them because they're not winning.
Mm-hmm.
But if they win, I'll like them.
Mm-hmm.
But like, normally a team you hate, you don't want to win. But
you needed pitching. Your answers were Noah Syndergaard and Aaron Loop. Now, I liked Aaron Loop. I think he could be a good option for your bullpen. But Syndergaard, I feel like the Mets were trying to run him out of town by the end of this stretch.
He was hurt. So I don't know, maybe. I don't think we haven't really seen him pitch post-injury, have we?
No, because I remember he got injured and then he had a bout with COVID and he really just never came back. So.
There are some teams that wanted him to be a closer. They were talking about him being he's like, oh, he could be an elite closer. Yeah. But maybe that had to do with the Mets. I haven't looked into that, but maybe that was the thing where he's like, I'm not being a closer for you guys. So I'm going to the Angels. Will they let me pitch? But Trout, Ohtani, Syndergaard, that team on the fact that they haven't made a postseason in how long is just
it's been like offensive. The early two. I think it's like the
2014.
Yeah, something like that. Which is
Mike Trout's been playing a decade and he's been in the postseason once, and that's not okay.
Yeah,
Ohtani needs to be there too.
Yeah,
and Ohtani, Mike Trout, God bless his sweet soul. He said, "I'm sticking it out with the Angels. I'm going to stay loyal to them. This team that gave me my chance." But come on, man, you got to get out of town. Ohtani already said, "Listen, I want to win.
Look,
love the Angels, but if you guys aren't getting it together, I'm out."
I have a counter argument for Mike Trout. He's literally getting paid the amount his contract could allow me to build a giant space station at this point, considering how much it costs. So that's why they can't really move him. So
he's got a bigger contract than the GDP of many island nations.
Yeah. But yeah, hopefully, the Angels can finally have something click. Otherwise, I'm going to be upset with them, like you said. But yeah, the Rangers, I don't really know how to feel about them. I did not expect them to land both Corey Seager and Marcus Semien.
They do have one of my favorite players in the league, though. Derek Dietrich.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's still with them. But, love Derek. Other than that, they're irrelevant. I might go catch a game there this summer. New stadium.
Oh yeah, the new stadium.
But they're irrelevant to me. Oakland, I have Oakland.
You got El Bambi though, Adolis Garcia.
I do. He was a great fantasy pickup for me until he started sucking.
Yeah.
Oakland. I think Oakland's the definition of pretenders.
Yeah. No. Here's the thing. They're literally with them trading Chapman and Olsen. It's officially I think they're sandbagging and looking to try and flee town just because this is pretty much you look at their roster right now, it could be mistaken for a freaking pickup team with how many guys you don't recognize at this rate. It's just
Semien's gone. He left last year.
Yeah, Semien's gone. Liam Hendricks left. Chapman and Olsen are gone. All their everything. It's I feel like they're just trying to make the product.
Chris Bassett.
Yeah, Chris Bassett. It just seems like they're just saying we want to go to Vegas, let us go. And honestly,
they want to leave as much stuff behind that they don't should take with in the moving van. So I think I think it's done. And you can't blame them. I mean, if I had to play there too.
Yeah, and it's not that Oakland isn't trying. It's just that they have to take that city takes government bailouts almost every year just to make ends meet, but it's just they can't fund this team anymore. So it sucks, but yeah. So now
that's the AL.
Yeah, so that's the AL. Now we get to move over to the NL. So what better place to start off with than the World Series champion Atlanta Braves? Yes, you ended You ended the memes, Atlanta. Congratulations, even though you still have the Falcons to deal with. So,
Georgia Bulldogs.
yeah, the Bulldogs won a championship. So,
the Atlanta driver, Chase Elliott, won the NASCAR championship in 2020.
So, yeah.
Many argue that started it.
Yes.
But this is not a NASCAR podcast, so
yes,
I'll keep that to myself.
However, now must be the time I break your hearts as you lost your franchise face in Freddie Freeman, which honestly, like, it sucks, but I feel like you made up for it because you got Matt Olson. He's no Freddie Freeman, but he's at least decent. Okay.
I think he can be. I think his ceiling is Freddie Freeman.
He definitely could
I
be
like
that,
Matt Olson a lot.
Like,
he's good.
As of right now, he's not Freddie Freeman, but he has the potential to be him. He
could be, yeah.
Yeah. You didn't get all of the guys from your outfield, like Peterson, Soler, and Rosario. Rosario's
back.
You did get Rosario. Yeah, but
Rosario's back.
Soler went to Miami and Peterson to the, I believe, Giants, was it? So
yes.
Yeah. But you also did get an upgrade in Kenley Jansen, which isn't bad. So
yeah, I mean,
not the ideal.
That bullpen was already great. It came in clutch in the World Series and NLCS.
I definitely think they can make a run back into the playoffs, but how far they go, it's kind of hit or miss.
So I'm very confused about the NL East. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the Mets are the favorite. I think they're like 5th in Vegas World Series odds right now. Mm-hmm. But I don't care how good the Mets are in the offseason, how much they build up, until they prove to, ever since their World Series run, it's been the same rhetoric that, okay, this is our year. This is our year.
The Mets constantly outmet themselves.
And I think this year is the best chance they've had. They're looking the best this year. But until they prove to me that it's not going to fall apart, I'm not buying it. I refuse to. Finally. I think I've picked them. I've picked them to win the division.
Yeah, no, you
like twice in the past 3 years. Mm-hmm. I'm done. I'm not picking them anymore. I don't care if I'm wrong. But
the Mets need to prove to us that you don't collapse down the stretch. All right.
Yeah. I mean, but the thing is, I don't know who else is going to contend in that division. I mean, the Braves, but the thing is, I have this weird gut, like with the Rays, I have this weird gut feeling about the Braves that they're going to have a really bad World Series hangover. I don't know why. I just have this gut feeling about that.
Yeah. But I mean, it happens. Like the Nationals went through it. So
I still forget that the Nationals won the World Series.
Yeah.
I forget about that every day.
Yeah, no. But they did get something good out of this offseason. The old sensei Nelson Cruz. You cannot deny his power. You cannot deny it.
They need a DH now.
Yeah.
But I mean, Nats maybe. I have him as no, but
Philly, I mean, they did also sign another great power hitter in Kyle Schwarber. So maybe
that's true. I have Marlins no, Philadelphia no, Nats no.
I mean, Marlins, they're
if it weren't for the expanded postseason, I wouldn't have the Braves making it. Actually, maybe. But the Mets, I think I'm not going to say they're going to win the division. I'm not going to say they're going to make a deep postseason run, but I think the Mets will make the postseason just because of the expanded postseason. Mm-hmm. The NL West, I think, just jumping ahead, NL West is going to be Dodgers, Giants to me. I think Cardinals in the Central. I think the Central is going to be garbage this year in the NL. Both the NL and AL. We need to abolish the Central divisions, I think.
Yeah.
Just divvy them up because so that's 3. The NL East winner, which will let's say the Mets don't win the division. There's still 2 spots left, and I think maybe the Brewers will get in the Central or the Cubs, but I just feel like there's too many open spots for the Mets to miss it, and there's just not enough contenders in the National League. So
I'd say in terms of the NL East, I'd see it as mostly Atlanta's division to lose right now. Mets could prove it, but Mets need to prove it for me, but I can put them in at number 2 or 3. I have them tied with Philly just because that team, even though they have no real good pitching staff, like they can still like hit. They can still. They're very effective in hitting. So,
Yeah.
Washington, I think they're still looking to try and just kind of revamp themselves. And the Marlins, I've said it for years. Derek Jeter being in that team's organization was the worst thing to ever happen to them.
At least he got rid of the giant statue. Actually, no, I'm mad about that. They should have kept the statue. Get rid of the ugly green walls.
Yeah.
But the blue's an improvement. The uniforms are improvement. But please bring back the statue.
Yeah.
Actually, I looked it up. That statue's been repurposed. It's now in either a minor league stadium or in some like Mexican league stadium. I forget which it is, but
yeah.
It did find a home, I believe. But
yeah.
NL East. I think that's the most complicated one for me. NL Central, I just have this is all I have written for NL Central. I just put Cardinals. I don't.
Yeah.
And the Cardinals, it's just they're always the most. Last year was different because that run they went on, but they always just seem like the team where they're the winner by default. They're not exceptional. They're not, these are the favorites, but whenever it gets down to the end of the season, no one's really paying attention to the Central. It's like, oh, Cardinals won it. Okay. But I don't think the Cubs are going to be good. Brewers, maybe. I don't know. I've lost faith in the Brewers the past few years.
Well, the thing is, they still got that elite pitching staff, and they did get Hunter Renfroe. So maybe it's gonna you need to start having a conversation with Chris Yelich, though. You got to wake him up, or else he's going to be run out of town. You know how angry Wisconsin's can be. They can really, really be bad. So, yeah, I do agree. Like St. Louis is at this point, St. Louis should win by default because the Reds blew it up, and the Pirates are still in their deep tank, and the Cubs are just. They signed Marcus Stroman, okay, but what else do you have?
By process of elimination, your NL Central. That's my lock. That's the team I'm most confident in winning their division.
Yeah.
But not much else to cover there. NL West.
In the West, I do think it's still the Dodgers division to lose at the moment. I mean, you lost Corey Seager and Corey Kluber, but you did get Chris Taylor back. You got Clayton Kershaw. You did also sign Freddie Freeman, which I think is a good acquisition. I definitely think he can help. So
I hate the Dodgers.
Yeah, it's like I sent you this question. Where do they get all this money? I get it that Los Angeles is a big market, but they're spending with the amount of money they've spent on their payroll alone, they could probably buy a small island in the Caribbean.
Didn't they go bankrupt several years ago?
I think yes.
Wasn't that
I think they did with one of their owners. Like
they had a reprisal where the stadium was a dump. They had like health violations or something, but
yeah, it was something. But it's just like, oh god, they're becoming the
Giants
Yankees.
fans getting stabbed.
Yeah.
I mean,
in terms of the number 2 team, I think it's a tie between I honestly think the Padres and Giants, just because like
Padres are pretenders to me. I don't buy it.
I think to me it's going to depend, can Bob Melvin get the most out of his team, their new skipper. So
Tatis is hurt.
You still got Machado. You still got a couple.
Is Clevenger back?
I believe so. I believe
Clevenger.
Okay. Back. So
maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sold.
I mean, that's the thing with San Francisco. Like the reason why is I feel like they did get Belt back, Alex Wood, Scalfani, but they did lose Gossman. Buster Posey retired, and but they
the Padres have the GOAT.
Yeah.
Jake Cronenworth.
Yes, Cronenworth, baby. Cronenworth.
You are now entering the Crone zone.
Yeah.
I love Jake Cronenworth, man. I love that little Elmer's glue pasty SOB.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know what? The Padres, I feel like they're going to be contending with NL Central team, maybe the Brewers, maybe a team in the East for those extra wild card spots.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe they get in, but I don't know. I just
Mhm.
again, that's another one of my gut feelings that
Yeah.
things aren't going to go well.
And for the other two, Arizona, you're just screwed. You have nothing. Just
Maybe you'll
try.
get lucky and another rookie will throw a no-hitter this year, and that'll
Yeah.
be fun. But
Yeah. And also, my question for the Rockies: why did you sign Chris Bryant? Why? You know, you
because
could
they
have
had beef. They had beef with Arenado.
Yes, but that doesn't mean you sign another guy. You know who you
They did it
couldn't
out
have
of spite. They totally did it out of spite.
Yeah, probably. But you know, you couldn't have used that money to get, say, Trevor Story back, Ian Desmond, Charlie Blackmon. No,
They're only looking for short-term relationships. They don't want commitment.
yeah. Guess what? Guess what? Then Denver, you will still. Guess what? Coors Field is still the largest open bar in Denver. So, there.
Do you see Broncos Stadium was on fire yesterday?
Oh yeah, I'm like, what? Why? What? Like, how did that happen?
It was one of those construction fires. They were building something.
I don't know, but yeah, yeah, that's kind of all I had. Like, I feel like it's going to be interesting this season. You know, like teams. There's going to definitely be some change ups. I think looking forward. You know, hopefully that stuff doesn't go haywire.
Do you have any Super Bowl predictions? Because I have one.
Super Bowl predictions. Ooh.
Super bold, not Super Bowl.
Super bold.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what I figured. Okay, I got one. I'd say
Okay.
I think for this, I'd say my biggest one is the Super Bowl prediction I have, and it might be a little less obvious. I think A's announced that they'll be moving to Vegas in
That's a good one. You know what? I'm gonna write these down. Let's see. A's to Vegas.
A's to Vegas by 2024, I'd say. So, and
then they'll be announced this year.
And then another one, I think this is a super bold one. Zach Greinke throws one last no-hitter before he retires.
I don't think he's thrown one yet.
Maybe, or yeah.
Because I remember he is notorious for not caring about throwing a no-hitter.
Yeah, but I feel like one last one before he retires just for the
I like that one. That's a good feel-good one in front of the KC crowd.
Because I feel like, yeah, you know, it just kind of feels like this might be the last shot. This might be the last ride for him.
Okay, I like that one. I'm gonna put one down as a counter to yours. Joe Ryan's gonna throw a no-hitter.
Oh yeah, the Twins haven't had a no. I forget when the Twins' last no-hitter was. I think it was like. I actually want to look this up.
Was it LaTroy Hawkins? It was some guy. It wasn't Johan, because Johan threw with the Mets and he had that like almost 20 strikeout game. That was his big thing.
Yeah, because I know
as a kid.
I know last year it was Jay Happ who was close.
Was it Perkins, Baker, one of those guys?
Yeah, no, I'm looking up when the last recorded one was.
I think LaTroy threw one.
Oh, right. I forgot about this. May 3rd, 2011, Francisco Liriano.
Oh, yeah.
Against the White Sox. So.
Jeez. That was when I wasn't watching baseball.
Yeah.
All right. So my next prediction, Jorge Polanco will make a case for AL MVP. If not win it.
Yeah, that I can buy that. You know, he definitely has improved over the past few years.
I'm gonna put Padres. I'm gonna put Padres complete collapse down too.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna save this page for our when we do our postseason predictions towards the end of the season. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll put because I'm feeling so optimistic. I'm gonna put Dylan Bundy. Comeback player of the year.
If that happens, I will I'll die laughing.
And just so the thing is, he set the bar so low last year that he doesn't have to do too well to get comeback player of the year this year.
Yeah, because remember, like 2019 when he was in Baltimore, like he was considered their best pitcher because he set records for ineptitude. Dude, remember the game? It was a game against the Royals where it was just like every other hit, it was like home run, because the 2019 season for Baltimore was just, oh my God, I didn't know. Was literally just like, I didn't know this could happen to a baseball team.
Now, I feel like I've got too many positive predictions for the Twins here.
Yeah.
I need to balance the scales. I need to have the yin to the yang, some sort of balance, something awful. I think I'm going to put down Byron Buxton
injury.
Career ending.
Well, I mean,
or a career altering.
Yeah,
I mean, at this point, I really hope I'm wrong about that. I'm gonna feel really bad if that one comes true because I manifested it. But
yeah,
I just have this dreadful feeling that he's gonna be like the biggest what if, and then will be history.
In terms of a negative one, I would say I'd say that this I would say that I would say probably Mike Trout gets another injury. So
yeah. So we've got A's to Vegas by 2024 announced. I think that's the best prediction. That's a good one.
The Greinke no hitter is just a meme one. So
that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
that'd be like Bartolo Colon getting his first homer.
Yeah.
Mike Trout injury.
Yeah, in terms of
I'm going to put major injury.
Yeah,
because he gets injured every year.
And then I figured I'll do a Twins one. I would say that I think this we lose Max Kepler next year. I see him in a different uniform.
How about the deadline?
That probably could work as well. Yeah.
I'm gonna lose Kepler at the deadline.
Yeah, I could see us losing Kepler at the deadline.
I wouldn't mind that. I think we should do our totally way too early World Series prediction. Who's gonna win it? Just first thing comes to mind.
First, I'd say, being honest, my AL team, I think it's probably more or less going to probably be Houston again, which
Houston, I was going to say that too.
Yeah, but it just kind of feels like who's really a strong team that's going to go, they can take them down. Like the only one I see right now is Boston. And even then that's a big what if.
Now, since you put the Astros and I was going to do that, I'm going to go bolder. I'm going to say your Toronto Blue Jays.
Oh yeah,
2022 World Series champions.
Blue Jays definitely could be the AL representative. From the NL,
right? I got our picks in writing. No, I'm just saying winner.
Yeah,
we're not even predicting the postseason yet.
Oh yeah.
We'll do that. We'll do that.
We'll do that closer. So yeah.
But we got A's to Vegas, Greinke no hitter, Mike Trout major injury, lose Kepler at the deadline, Houston Astros World Series champs. That's you. I got Joe Ryan no hitter, Jorge Polanco MVP. I'm gonna put MVP candidate.
Yeah, because here's the thing, it's a little hard.
Padres complete collapse. Dylan Bundy comeback player of the year, Byron Buxton career-ending injury, and Blue Jays World Series champs.
Yeah.
This will be a little time cap, so I'm gonna seal that away. I'm gonna close the book on that.
All right. Yeah.
And that'll be our fun little thing to come back to.
Yeah. I think I may want to try to do something for the All-Star break. I don't know entirely sure yet.
Yeah, we could do one.
Because I know we might do one. Because I know Joseph, who we've been in contact with, he definitely wants to come on. So we might do one for the All-Star break or even just something like that. But we'll talk about that as a
little State of the Union.
Yeah.
Maybe for the Twins.
Yeah. We'll once it gets closer. In the meantime, we got a big season, so play ball. So, yeah. Anyway, Stan, I really appreciate you coming back on. I look forward
great to be here.
Yeah, I look forward to more we do in the future. So, with that being said, guys, we're going to end today's show right here. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you back here hopefully at either the deadline or as the end of the season.
Or Polanco MVP.
Yes, sir. See you back, guys, then. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Also, leave a comment down below who you want to see next. And also, special thank you to Stan for coming on once again to talk baseball with me. Have a great day, everyone.